What is one of the greatest gifts you've been given?
I'm going to speak to the one that's just currently present on my mind, and it's been also the hardest to receive, has been separating from my last relationship, a relationship that I was 3 years deep with or in. One that brought a lot of love. It taught me the depths of love that I've never got to experience. And in that, I also made the decision to separate from the relationship because I felt like it wasn't going down the route that we both wanted. And I felt like the potential that I was seeking wasn't there. So I separated from that relationship. And in that time, I went through so much fucking self-doubt, lack of confidence, just judging myself. Did I make the right decision? What did I do? Did I leave from my soul partner? I was living with this person, building a life, and here I am now by myself. It just went in, it forced me into the darkest shadow of my being. And in that moment, when I was in the storm, it was hard to see the light and see that it was a gift. I was going through it, man. Just going through it. There was times where I literally thought, I was like, I've tried all the things I know how to try and I'm still in this. I don't know what to do. And over time, as I started to receive support from mentors, from friends, from plant medicine ceremonies and the plants, things started to heal. And then finally, last month, actually, the residue that was left over got cleaned out from that relationship. Wow. And I just finally felt so free and liberated because I started to fully now come back to loving myself. Because there's parts of me that was attached to that relationship. And when I detached, I felt like a part of me lost itself. Right. But ultimately, it was my shadow side, or side that was quote unquote hurt. And that was one of the biggest gifts I got recently, man. Just the invitation to love myself more.
Episode 258.
Yeah, dude.
We got Voy back on the pod,
Yes.
dude. 11 months later, he's dropping a gem.
Before he's leaving, man.
Let me just say, right off the bat, before the intros, thank you for the vulnerability. That was a truly honest answer. I appreciate that you're already bringing that. Thank you. Thank you. Because it's hard to admit when we're hurt by another person, man. It's hard to admit that it's hard to admit we can't love ourselves, dude. It's hard to admit that there's a piece of a shadow in me. There's some deeper being in me that it's just you hurt me and I can't quite let it go. And it takes a lot to get to the point, and to see it now as an opportunity to get to that point, to say it was an opportunity to love myself again. Yeah. And in a deeper way. So good for you. I'm truly happy for you that you've absolved yourself of this little smudge now, that you can move on fully into life now, into the next phase of the next season of life. Loving yourself, man. So I'm excited for you, dude. Thank you for the vulnerability, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the space to make it this safe that I feel so comfortable.
Always,
just
dude.
To be
Look
me.
at the sign, bro.
That's our goal, man.
When you see that sign, boy, you know what's up, dude. Safe space, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is the sandbox, bro. You can say, you want to be my friend? And they're like, yep, I want to be your friend, man.
You are safe now.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Shout outs?
Yeah, let's do some shout outs first. AnytimeActorsLab.com if you're trying to learn how to act. It's our partner. We've been with them forever because we trust him. Adam Louder in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. He's doing it. He's teaching acting. That's a grassroots, baby. And it's the best teaching you're going to get in the world.
Live truthfully under imaginary circumstances.
Take that home.
Come on.
AnytimeActorsLab.com. Free consultation classes. Filling up. Especially after the holidays. I don't know if there's a sale still, but I don't know.
Before it's gone.
Get on there.
Get in.
Shout out to the patrons. Patreon.com/YouAreHere podcast. We got behind the scenes of our lives, of our interviews. I had to cut it up, but we're going to keep doing them every week, releasing them.
Shout out
so there's
Roberto.
something on there for you. Yeah, shout out Roberto doing our clips. Get on there. Patreon.com/YouAreHere podcast.
Bang.
And we're also live on Twitch, twitch.tv/YouAreHere podcast. Follow us, and you'll know when we go live. And that's it. I'm going to make it clean.
Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm good. Let me say, boys. I'm glad to be here. It's almost a new year.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I've been trying to be more honest.
Love it.
Right? And I want to say what you guys already talked about. I feel like I've been going through this past month or two. Just this feeling of not being able to admit things that about myself that I don't like. And there's things that I just question if I hate or is it causing all the problems in my life, and I don't know. It's just it was nice to hear that. You know, it gave me a little confidence.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, bro.
Fuck yeah, man.
And what's one thing right now that you feel is an opportunity for you to change?
To change.
Something that you like to improve on, whether it's mental, emotional, spiritual, physical well-being.
I think definitely a confidence in myself.
Confidence.
Just with dealing with other people. Like, I don't know, putting myself out there. Because I'm pretty reserved, I think, still. But if I know you, or even just from knowing you a little bit, I'm able to open up. You know what I mean? And like, there's a lot to every single person, but I don't know why. Naturally, I just have a wall, like an instinctual wall that comes up, you know? Yeah. And it's gotten, I feel like, better and worse at times. But like lately, it's been getting sealed up again, you know? Which is kind of tough.
Right.
You know?
Putting more walls up.
Yeah, why do you think that wall is there?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. And it's hard to find an answer, really.
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you feel the wall's protecting you from?
Ooh.
Probably being hurt. Probably not being accepted or loved. Being rejected. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like the problem with me, though, is like, I'm a thinker. Like, I'll keep thinking about this. I feel like I've already thought through it all. Like, I mean, I still haven't gone to therapy, which I probably should. And like, to be able to, I don't know, have that connection with someone else and have someone else have a perspective and kind of talk you through it. But my problem, I feel like, is the overthinking of like, no, I think about all the problems. Like, all right, I identified everything so I could fix it. You know?
Here's an invitation. So if you just mentioned you're an overthinker and thinking is the game you've been playing for so long, and it sounds like you've reached the capacity of that right now, what's that opposite of thinking? And that's usually where the medicine is at.
Just doing.
Thinking, or what happens in the body? What do we need to do to experience emotions in the body? We need to
Digest.
feel.
Feel.
Right.
Feel.
Feel.
I didn't know where you were going.
Digest.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what I'm doing.
I was trying it, fellas. I was handing it. I was like,
Food.
E. But yeah, man, it's, you know, it's the law of polarity, right? Everything in life is two-sided. There's hot, cold, masculine, feminine, yin and yang. So we need it, peace and war. We need both sides to be in the middle and harmonize to be truly authentic. That's where authenticity is at. And that's where you're going to find your confidence. Because it sounds like you're seeking deeper levels of self-expression. But right now you're not expressing yourself because you're in the negative and you built a wall to reach to the other side, which is the feeling. And ultimately, as men, we haven't really taught to feel. So we just overthink and think. We think that we can think our way out of things. But ultimately, the game is on the other side of the spectrum, which is the feeling. So my invitation is like, where are you out of integrity with yourself by not feeling emotions that have been asking to be felt? However, you said, I don't want to feel it, so I'm going to think about it and then block that connection from mind and body to allow that to process and release. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I'm blocking the feels.
Yeah, you're blocking the feels.
Now,
Let me get in this clip. Hold on. Did you just hear that shit? Y'all did hear that shit? Hold on. You just heard that? Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this.
That just went off.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Did you just
How
connect
do you
on that?
feel? All right, dude, I get it.
I'm sorry.
We're doing a podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry.
How do you feel something?
How do you feel something?
Teach us how to feel, man, as men. How do we feel?
I don't know.
The wall's up. What do I do? What do I fucking do? No one taught, no dad said, cry. It's okay. Go.
Yeah.
Let me feel that. So now it's going to take time. Is that right? Is that fair to say? Some guidance and some time. I think that's fair to say. When you see, I cry to you all the fucking time.
Well, I know how you feel. I'm asking Voy, how does he feel?
Oh, shit. Okay. No, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Code.
No, I think that helps. I think when I see another man cry, I'm like, oh, it's an invitation to not just cry, but to express.
Yeah.
I can feel a thing. I don't have to bottle it, build the wall, and then like think my way through it 7 different ways to like correct it or get on the other side of it. I like what you said. It's like we think we could think our way out of things.
Yeah.
I think you could think your way out of shit, like a breakup or something, and you're still feeling shitty, and you're like, let me just figure out a way to like get through this. You know? And
yeah. Or it's like, let me go work out. Let me go hang out with the boys.
Do the
let
things.
Let me do the things. To doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
What's the opposite of doing? It's being.
Right.
So it's being with the emotions, being with the feelings again, to then allow those to process and move out. Right. Circulation is what creates healing. So whenever there are emotions rising within us, or we receive energy and it's going and rising, for example, anger, I myself used to just cut it off and then keep that anger stuck. Ooh. And now I'm thinking about other things and just keeping it there. It hasn't moved yet. Then I get pissed again. Boom. Then I get pissed again. Boom. And then soon enough, like some guy cuts me off, or like some lady at the store doesn't do something that's so minor, and then like things just explode on somebody and people get hurt. Right? Anger is just showing that we're in pain.
Yeah.
Right? We're hurt somehow. Anger, for example. So when those emotions rise, we need to create a healthy mechanism or routine to allow that shit to come out in a way that's safe, clean, and we create space and freedom. And when the body's free, the mind follows. And when the mind is clean, we have a deeper connection to spirit.
Is anger a negative feeling to have? Should we never allow anger to enter us?
That's a great question. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think there's a place, if we're doing it, if it's just naturally coming up, sure, there may be some shit wrong in the way we handle the feeling, right? We may not have our shit together with how we express the feeling, or a proper way of processing that feeling and getting it out of you. But if it's coming up, there's got to be a reason for it. There's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah, beautifully said, bro.
I think
Beautifully
every
said.
human emotion's got to be justified. Right?
Come on, man.
It's got to be.
Beautifully said. And that's completely true, man. Any emotion, anger, sadness, joy, fear, whatever it is, it's just an emotion.
Right.
Emotion, if you were to break it down, is emotion, energy in motion. So it isn't until the mind starts to come in that we then label the energy that's moving through our body. So all energy is just energy, right? It can be healthy or it can be negative or painful. It's all dependent on the intention behind it and how we express it. Because anger is needed. Let's say somebody breaks into your house and tries to attack your family. We need that buildup of energy and just get angry.
Otherwise, you're just going to sit there. Just get robbed or beaten or whatever.
Right. Imagine having kids and a wife. Like, we need to
man.
protect and provide. Right. So that is a healthy emotion. However, sometimes people don't have the emotional mastery and they release that at a cafe to the cashier, or you're at a store and buying groceries and you do it to the worker there. Right. Or I'll speak an I, even though I don't do that because I believe I have emotional mastery. However, most people can release it that way. Right. So understanding that emotions are just energy in motion and understanding how to feel them and express them in a healthy manner creates massive freedom, resilience, confidence, control, and mastery of your experience.
I really like I'm still thinking about the feeling.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
I think what I've kind of tripped up on is I think I'm mixing thinking with feeling as the same thing.
Wow.
You know? Like, I think about all these emotions, therefore I feel them. But I'm probably not.
What?
You know?
Wow.
Makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
That
bro.
makes a lot of sense, dude. Oh my God, Mike.
Yeah. 'Cause that means I'm dealing with them if I think about it, but
But you're not feeling it.
nah.
Right.
It's weird. It's two different things.
Exactly, bro. And thinking about it over and over, what does that do? It keeps us stuck.
Stuck.
I'm 27, dude.
Think about it though, bro. You can do this till you're 80.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Nothing changes if nothing changes, homie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
That saying is so stupid, but it's so spot on.
Feeling is healing, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing changes if nothing changes. You got, in order to feel a different way, like grow in some capacity, you gotta change something.
Yeah. That's why I got that board right there.
It's
that
all ready.
calendar.
You see that? That whiteboard?
I just started this month.
It's getting consistent.
I'm journaling now every day.
Bang, bang.
And one thing it's funny, in my journal I wrote, I was like trying to, it's because one weekend I was just feeling like this unexplainable just anxiety, stress, and I couldn't shake it the whole day.
Yeah.
Until I went to bed and I woke up the next day.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what was going on. Couldn't figure it out. So I just like wrote because I couldn't even put it into words, and I tried writing what it was. You know what I mean? And then the next day I like thought about it again, and I kept going and going every day. And then one part in it I wrote, how come going on a run can like fix everything? Like that can't be good. That like this simple thing can change everything.
How do you feel about that, boy?
Which part? There's a lot in there.
I think the tail end where you like summed up all of the confusion.
Like that's how easy it is.
And then this really...
But I think that's like a temporary kind of...
I see what you're saying.
Helping, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
It made me feel like, wow, like I'm that like messed up. That like only a run can like kind of fix that or make me feel like better, you know? When I should be trying to fix probably more or think about other things, you know?
Great honesty.
Trying to feel different things.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's always been my whole life. I'm like, oh, I feel like shit. I feel fat. I'm going to go work out, you know? And then I'm like, oh, I'm on top of the world now.
Right.
You know?
I think it's a piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's something deeper we're not dealing with. Yeah. Or not aware of.
Yeah.
But you're searching.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where like my intelligence that's as far as I can go. Because I don't know.
Well, now that's my thing. That's why I'm like, I literally have to write it down every day. I'm trying to like figure it out. I'm trying to like solve a mystery.
I hit a wall with the journaling thing, and I didn't want to. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I not journaling? Why am I not journaling?
And then when you do that,
how'd you hit a wall?
Just you know when
you just stop.
Yeah, I'm consistent. I'm like all about consistency now, and I'm like gonna do this, gonna eat this way. I'm gonna treat my body this way. I'm gonna treat my mind this way. I'm gonna work out this many times. I have goals I'm accomplishing. And it feels great. Huge, awesome change. But there's times where I feel numb or confused about my feelings. And the way I used to process them was I'd go journal. And then I just, for some reason, it became the least attractive thing. And all these other things I don't want to do, I get up and do. And that's the one thing I just haven't fucking done. And I've like cooled it on. And I was like, why? I was asking myself this in the bathroom 2 days ago. Christmas Eve, and I was like, why don't I want to journal? And then I felt like something call and say like, journal to me. And to me, it was like, oh, that's God telling me like, that's who I should be journaling to. And then immediately I felt my instinct say, right. That motivated me to like, I have someone to write to now. It's not just me looking at me saying, how you feel, Dave? Which is cool. That shit's great. Like that's awesome. And it worked for me for a long time. I think I just hit this wall. And now this is my new instinct telling me, move this way. Speak to this who you believe is your maker. And you have someone to talk to now about your feelings. You could ask questions. You could, throw it up and see what comes down. Like, so I don't know. That's just where I'm at with the journaling. But I felt a cool motivational impulse through that instinctual, what I felt was a call.
Yeah.
You believe in God?
Absolutely.
Yeah? What's God like to you?
All in one.
Okay.
In the best way to put it. I do believe there's a higher intelligence. I don't really per se follow a specific religion. I believe whatever we believe in is ultimately leading us to the same thing. It's all different routes leading to the same thing. And to me, God means everything. I feel like God is in everything. God is in us. We are God. I am is God. And we're all interconnected through this intelligence that is here serving us in the most beautiful, and I don't like using this word, but it's just perfect.
Wow.
It's really perfect. Like looking, even sometimes I think about just Earth and the amount of species that there is on Earth, and each species has their own way of adapting and adjusting to the environment, and one species, let's say, eats the next, and we need that species so this can serve, and just everything how it works, man, is just mind-blowing. Like nobody tells a tree to grow a specific way. It just grows, and specific trees help with specific things. So just that whole intelligence and how it works, to me, is a part of God. And I felt God before. I've spoken to that intelligence. I feel it within myself when I really connect with my heart. And when I sat in many ceremonies, that energy is present, and I get to talk to it and learn more about myself through learning about it. That's my perspective on God.
Respect. Yeah. Wow. What's your greatest enemy? What is it like for Voy, bro, for you? What is like your greatest enemy, dude?
I don't have enemies.
Wow.
Yeah.
In your life,
In my life, I don't have enemies anymore.
there's nothing that opposes you. Whoa.
There's things that oppose me and there's challenges. However, I believe solely in the power of language and words. And when somebody says, for example, I have enemies, that means I'm looking at life from a place of lack. And the more I look from a perspective of lack, the more resistance I create in my life. Okay. So if I look at, instead of enemies, I change that to opportunities or possibilities or challenges. Right. I'm looking at it from a perspective of abundance because now I get to create as opposed to stand back and resist. Right. So I don't think about enemies. I don't want to have enemies. I just have challenges and opportunities to be better. Is it painful? Fuck yeah. Are these challenges sometimes like life-changing challenges? Absolutely. However, again, when I speak to myself, I can ask, would I rather face an enemy or face a challenge? I'm going for the challenge. And that helps me move through it with more intention and purpose as opposed to, again, resisting and coping with different mechanisms to avoid the challenge that I need to face. So I know that was a long-winded answer to the enemy piece, but again, I don't have enemies.
Right on.
That's just how I want to.
What's your enemy?
I want to move.
Just me.
I was gonna say, I guess how I feel.
Just
yeah.
me. Just me,
man,
dude.
man.
Just me. I get vulnerable. I get. Yeah, I just attack myself in the weakest of places because I know them. So I pierce them in the spots I know are soft and fleshy and like there's an artery under them. Like I can wound myself the most deep, and yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
If I'm not taking care of me, it's me.
So self-sabotage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
that I resonate with.
Yeah. How about you?
I think I don't want to say the same thing, but it's pretty much yeah.
Well, we're human,
probably
man.
me.
I mean, it's
It's very similar. Yeah.
Right on.
It's funny that usually when like I think it's true for you too. Is like if you see someone else that's like hurting or like feels down or like a place you've been before, you're the first one to like go over and be like, you need something, you want to help.
Yeah.
But then like when we are in our most vulnerable, we're like, oh, it's time to attack.
Right.
Like
Right.
instinctually.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, this is every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've grown though from that play. I don't
Definitely.
think we've
I think
grown
it's
over
definitely
the
gotten
years.
better.
Yeah. I think
It's
like
been pretty bad
yes.
before.
Definitely. Oh, so bad. So bad. Where like you're gutturally saying like to God, I'm garbage. Like, like that's flying out of your gut. You believe you're garbage. Yeah. So we've all been there. Everyone's been there at some point, in like life. But I feel like from myself, I'm like, and I believe you too, like I've moved into this phase, and we've talked about it the last few months of like, I deserve, because I worked on self-love so much. And, anyway, I believe that like I deserve to see what I'm made of, right? I'm not going to be here forever. And so that's where the consistency came in, and self-love and doing things when I don't feel like doing them to see who am I, right? And I feel like I can like relate to you more because you've been on that journey for a while and you found it in your way. And that's just where I'm at recently. So I thought of you sometimes where I was like making these decisions and like waking up and like doing these things. And I remember seeing you in social media, like you were consistently like working out, and you were even in Poland and you're working out in Poland. You're like tallying these days and like, doing other things for yourself. And it just feels so good. Like take care of you. It's fucking so easy to take care of other people for some people like me. It's so fucking hard for me to take care of me. And like, I just love this new fucking, like, it's like I've scraped away the wall, broke it down, let this child out, and said like, let's figure out who we are. Let's love on each other a little bit and like just see who we are, man. You don't have to hide. We don't have to, be nice to other people so that therefore we feel a little bit better about ourselves. Like we could just treat ourselves well every day. And doing specific things in order to get, we talk about self-esteem. I've learned self-esteem is through esteemable acts, right? So if I do things that I know are esteemable acts that, you know, maybe might be tough, or you don't want to do them, or they take work, they take sweat, they take blood, whatever. They're service, like for yourself, like that builds self-esteem. There's small blocks being built, and you're starting to love yourself a little bit more every day. And like, not in a, there's a balance, right? You can go too far. You can be like, I'm God's gift to the world. I'm Kanye West. You know, no disrespect, but like, you know, you could be like, I'm God.
He apologized, dude.
I could say,
Did you see the apology?
Right. I didn't see it.
Well,
To be fair,
he
I didn't see it.
apologized.
Well, I accept your apology. I'm just kidding. I didn't hear it. Like I could go into egotistical crazy, Dave. Be like, I could do anything and I can knock anyone out I ever, you know, in boxing or what, some crazy shit. Or I can find like a healthy balance. I'm just rambling, but I could find like a balance.
I'm tracking.
I'm esteemed. I have self-esteem, self-worth. I know what I'm worth. I love myself, and I can still be of service to others without bleeding myself out, not being worth shit, getting a hit of esteem off of other people, doing things for other people, making sure they're good, and then running back to my fucking dark corner and being like, you're garbage. I've done that for 32 years, and it's just boring. I'm bored. I'm upset with myself at this point. You know, that's a long time to be like, you know, I don't know, not tracking it and just working out of instinct. Things you pick up while you're growing from family and parents and not checking in, and you develop these like habits.
Yeah.
You know, you're in these groups, man. You see guys all the time. You probably heard this same thing out of I don't know how many dudes. You know,
I heard it out of myself.
So boom.
Yeah, that's why I resonate.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's beautiful, bro. It sounds like you developed a deeper level of awareness to now really put yourself outside of the habits and the things you've been doing that haven't been working, so you can actually respond as opposed to react to the situation. Because when you say instinct, it's like I'm reacting right to what's happening, as opposed to just taking a moment and responding. And it sounds like you have, again, cultivated awareness, which is why journaling is so fucking powerful.
Boom.
We take the thought and put it outside of ourselves so we can see it. Right? That's kind of when they say in meditation, like, don't be the thought, just observe the thought. Same thing with journaling, and same thing I'm hearing in your life. You're observing and bringing awareness, which is the first key to freedom, so that then you can shift. Right? The more awareness we have, the more we can actually change.
Right.
The only thing that happens then is, do you want to change or do you want to stay the same? And it sounds like for a long time, a part of you chose to stay the same until it just got fed up, which is where your energy of like, I'm done. I gotta do something about it. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing, bro. It's powerful.
Yeah, you're getting grays and shit. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this no more, bro. I'm not doing this no more. It's just, I'm wasting my time. I'm going to be fucking 80 doing the same shit. And like hating myself. No, I'm over it. I'm over it.
That's powerful, man.
Well, I asked you a question before. I got the first half. I want the second half, dude. What's the greatest gift you've ever given? We're talking about giving. We're talking about, you know, I'm over giving, not giving back to yourself, but like, if you're thinking about your life, your entire life, we take a walk down memory lane. Let's say one of the greatest gifts you've ever given another life.
Man, there's been,
or the world, or, you know, spiritually.
Does it have to be one specific thing, or it can be a thing that I keep giving?
You're free. You answer how you want to answer, bro.
Okay. This is the first thing that came through when you asked me, and I felt into that. If it felt true, and the biggest gift that I can give and that I gave in my life is my presence, just my full-on presence. No kind of outwardly gift can compete to the level and depth of a human connection. And human connection is built through presence and safety. So giving my presence to my mom, my dad, my partners that I've dated, my best friends, my homies, my clients, being fully present in the experience where nothing else matters besides you two, right? Nothing else. And when I'm there in that experience, that's the best gift we can have.
It's the greatest gift.
It's the greatest gift.
What are we without presence? Like,
and that is a present. Get it?
It is. Presence is a present. Kiss my ass, right? Like, yeah, that's it. That's it, bro. It's the truth. There is no greater gift. That's such a good answer, boy. That's such a good answer, dude. Think about that.
Especially now where we're more connected than ever and yet disconnected.
Come on.
Really being present with each other.
There's no greater gift.
There's no greater gift.
It's the most healing thing possible between people.
I think that's why we're probably all sitting here too.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
100%.
Just jamming out and just being with each other and talking, which we don't do much.
That's right. And
Or
this
most
is
people don't. I talk a lot. I speak for myself.
No, but like that's a currency.
Yeah, community is a currency, and so is connection.
But you have to spend something for presence. It is a service. It is you are sacrificing your time.
There's an exchange.
And your intention, right, for another person's sake, for them to receive that, to know they're held, and to give as well. And it's a mutual exchange that feels good on both parts.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
And that's abundance.
Yeah.
You can't science your way into that or out of it.
Yeah.
I think I'm not a scientist, but there's some kind of spirituality in like 2, 3, a group sitting, intentionally giving up their attention, time, energy to another.
That's why it kind of hurts so much too.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't get presents,
Oh,
you know, or someone stops, yeah, it holds a lot of power.
But it also, we want to see when we receive that presence, are we fully receiving it because we feel like we deserve it? Or are we receiving it because we feel like we need it, and without it, we're not worthy? So that when presence gets taken away, again, a part of us feels like what's taken with us, then we feel off balance or incomplete, and then we go chasing it and utilizing feelings of like anger, sadness, guilt, shame, whatever it is, because we're not feeling the presence. But ultimately, when we start moving from isolation and into solitude, and that's a gap. However, most men, I was there, would lean into solitude, and in solitude, I would feel sad, guilty, and shame, and like I'm lonely. However, when I worked on myself and reached solitude, I got to be with myself, and I feel comfortable being alone. And from that place, as I started to step into presence, from a place of feeling like I'm comfortable being with me, if somebody else's presence wasn't there, I was like, okay, all good.
you didn't need it.
I didn't need it. I was like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Do your thing. I invite people that feel the exchange. And if you don't want to exchange, that's okay. I don't have time for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really no wonder why there's like so many just teachings and all just about like balance. I feel like that's the most, it's just so hard though, sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Like everything can really be, a lot of things can be answered with balance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
bro. So true. I think like what you just said, I've never even fucking thought of that.
Which part?
Sometimes you speak and I'm like, I can't keep up. And then there's one time I was just, like just now, I was just like,
I saw you doing math.
no, I was like,
smoking.
on the wall, shit was like calculating, bro. I was following it. I have to do that sometimes to like keep up, man. But
Just
for
start
real,
levitating. Like,
I dude, I
was
gotta.
like,
That's,
come
I'm
back.
simple, bro. My brain works at a certain level, dude. I'm cool with it. But like I followed that.
Downloading.
Yeah, bro. And it's a slow processor, but it works, man. This shit works. But
Works well, brother.
yeah, man. Thank
You
you.
got a powerful brain.
Yeah, I love it. I love my brain, man. But I think like what you said about awareness, being aware, I've never watched myself share. You know what I'm saying? Like we're sharing right now. We're doing that thing we were just talking about. We're exchanging our life seconds together now. Saying you take these while I take those, and you take these while I take those, and let's all hold each other here. And we're giving and we're receiving. I've never been like, am I yearning for this selfishly so that I feel better about, I guess, me? Like, so I'm not alone. Like, share. I'm giving. Like the thing we talked about before. Yeah. But I've never thought of that here. And maybe I am. Like, I'm just thinking now. Am I doing this because I need this? Am I doing this because I can't?
I feel like you're like entering my level of overthinking. This is the yin yang, man. Don't stay over there, bro.
No, but that's a great question to ask yourself. Yeah. Are you running headfirst into sharing because it feels really good and you're not alone? Because God forbid you're alone, right? We can't handle being alone. We're scared of being alone. We don't know we feel lonely alone, right? I followed that. It's a good question. It's a good question, dude.
Yeah, man. And you get to sit with that and see what's true for you. I think at an ultimate level, to your point, it's about balance.
Yeah.
I think there's both sides to it. We deserve to express ourselves because that's where freedom is at.
Sure.
They did a study on this, a test. They had a machine, and I'll share this real quick because it was like eye-opening for me. I was like, holy shit. Where they had the different emotions or states of being that we experience, right? If you think about a ladder, on the bottom, there was like the quote unquote negative emotions like guilt, shame, fear, all the things. And above, as we go higher, was like happiness, love, joy, right? And I thought like love and joy were at the ultimate top. And when they ran tests and did this study, they realized that there was one more state of being above like love and joy and abundance. And I was like, how can that be? And when they dropped the name of the actual state of being, I was like, holy shit, that makes sense. And they said it was authenticity.
Oh, God, boy.
And I was like, damn, when you're authentic, when I am authentic, I am truly free.
Dude.
And when we talk about balance, the negative and the positive, when we are in balance, we are truly authentic because we're looking at both sides. Right? So authenticity and that vibration, that frequency is, for me personally, the state of being that I get to continue working into. And that's the state of being I want to be in the most.
Can I say, I've seen, like sitting with you now, sitting with you 11 months ago, I've seen growth there. Is that fair to say?
I hope so. I haven't put into the work, bro.
I can see it. I can feel it.
And what are you feeling and seeing?
And you?
Curious. Yeah, I'm just curious.
That top level, that thing we're looking at, authenticity now, and we bring that to the table. Like, yeah, I just feel like maybe it's because it's me.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't that. And I'm just looking at you guys now and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, you guys are so authentic. You know? Like maybe I'm getting closer to that
No,
shit.
you're authentic.
I don't know.
You are.
You are, bro.
You are.
Then that was 11 months ago. Yeah, because my shit I wasn't cleaned out. I wasn't like thinking about these things, bro. What are you laughing at me, bro? What are you laughing at me for?
And just think about how many.
I wasn't aware. I didn't have eyes on some things. And now I'm like,
Yeah, bro.
loving on myself more, man.
Man.
So
I've
I
seen
feel
that.
more authentic.
Yeah. And
Not
you
watching.
You guys have done a lot of podcasts too, so you got to move some of the shit you've been dealing with and thinking about in life, which again creates space and allows you to be authentic. Because it's not the weight that breaks the man; it's how he carries it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Come on, dude.
So when we carry that story or whatever it is inside, it breaks us down. And when we create space to open up and be authentic and vulnerable about it, then we could create freedom.
Yes. Yes.
And to me, and from what the study also showed, like that's the ultimate state of being, the highest frequency we can be at. And that's where I want to be.
That's like being a squirrel and you're just being a fucking squirrel, dude.
Just
right?
doing the thing.
A squirrel ain't trying to be a fucking anything but a squirrel. A squirrel's like, where's the nut? Where's the acorn? I'm going to grab that in front of me there, bring it back to my little thing, bury it, and I'm going on a nap. And they're not trying to be nothing else. They're just a squirrel. They were created and then they do that. We're these beings that like, we just like calculate and move things around and then like change our shirts and then like try to do all this crazy shit. Just, I think for me, speaking for myself, to feel like, oh, I belong. I'm okay. I'm authentic. I'm authentic. Right? I'm happy. I'm happy. Like, I'm happy. Like, that's another thing, bro. Like, feelings, like you could trick yourself. Like, some days I'd walk around and be like, I'm not happy. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you can't conjure feeling like that. Feelings like weather sometimes. Feeling just occurs. And you can become aware of what's drawing out those feelings. But, like, if you're not happy every day, I think that's human. I don't think that's, like, a danger. If you're, like, thinking terrible thoughts about yourself every day, that's a different story. But I think, like, I don't know, joy and happiness, like 24/7 is irrational. Like, you can't be. We go nuts. If you're just smiling ear to ear, like, every day. I don't know. Maybe, am I crazy?
No, I feel that. I had that today, this morning. I had it this morning, actually yesterday, to be honest. And I'll be open about this. Again, I feel like the relationship that I was in gave me the biggest gift, and I'm at such an amazing place now. And sometimes little like thoughts and experiences start to arise again for me. And yesterday was the second Christmas that I wasn't with this person. So it invited the thought. And I felt a little bit of sadness.
Yeah.
So I started coaching myself, and then I stopped and I was like, hold on. This is just a human experience.
That's right.
I get to feel this right now. Let me just feel it and it'll be gone.
What a gift.
And I just sat there, felt sad, felt it, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, you don't always have to coach yourself out of a feeling.
Sometimes it's just about feeling.
Yeah, that's human.
I gotta remind myself next time I just like I'm feeling it, just to sit and like feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Why don't I like next time I'm just gonna do that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling dread right now.
Right.
You know, like I think that's what I did when I was feeling that like a week ago.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta just sit down and like try to describe.
That's right.
And it helps.
That's right.
It helps so much.
That's right.
Can I offer you a tool
Yeah.
to support you in
Yeah,
that? Think about this technique. It's called RAIN, acronym RAIN, RAIN. Whenever you feel anything, use this technique, RAIN. R is recognize. So just notice what's happening. Am I angry? Am I upset? Is my heart racing? Like, what am I feeling? Just exploring, right? R. A is acknowledge it. It's like, okay, I feel anger right now. Like it's here, right? R, A. I is then identify the feeling. Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it joy? Like something's happening here. It's sadness. Got it. And then N is to non-identify with it. So typically what I would do is I would say, I am sad, which then states that I am sad.
That is you.
That is me. When we don't identify with it, though, and we separate ourselves from it and say, I am experiencing sadness, that almost takes the sadness and kind of moves it from here to here, and I can see it outside of myself, which then allows me to process it.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So recognize, acknowledge, identify, and then non-identification.
Right.
Or investigate. I'm sorry. The I is investigate.
Investigate.
So investigate what's happening. You know, where is it coming from? Why am I angry?
Yeah.
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 Why is this here?
Can I ask you, I don't know if this is just me, but what if you have just like a feeling you can't describe?
We're confused about it.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
Like you can't put it into words.
Okay. It just sounds like there's an opportunity to continue expanding your capacity for emotional intelligence. And you can use tools for that. You could go online and search like the wheel of emotions. And there's a wheel.
Pull that up.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
There's a wheel
They're nuts.
that has all these emotions, and you get to just pick and choose and use the wheel to help you identify the closest thing that you're feeling. And once you put words on it, you then build your library or vocabulary of emotions, which then supports you to process it better.
Look at that. Look how many emotions there are. We're not emotionally intelligent. You can become emotionally. I'm not gonna say we're not emotionally intelligent. We have not taken the opportunities to grow emotional intelligence. How about that?
Insanity.
We're fully capable of emotional intelligence.
Right.
Wow.
So one of the things I did with you fellas in the beginning, it's like, let's do a 3-word check-in. That was us doing emotional intelligence. Whoa. It's like, quick check-in, how am I feeling today?
Yeah.
I do it every day. Just 3 words. How am I feeling? I feel inspired. I feel a little anxious. I feel...
You see how it starts in the middle? It's like a general, like disgusted, angry, whatever. Then you take that and it branches out and you get more specific.
Right.
So if you're angry, why are you angry?
That's
Like,
literally on in my journaling. I do like what am I feeling right now?
Right.
I just put I feel and then something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you can get real specific
Yeah. I gotta read
with
that.
these wheels.
I love that. Wow. Wow.
So definitely tap into that. It's been super supportive for me and my clients.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
What is, oh man. Oh wait, are we good on time?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is, so we're making a big move. This is big news,
yes.
right? It's maybe the last time we see each other. Who knows what life brings? You're moving to another country. We won't say where. What is, I want to be careful how I word this. What is drawing you to this new place? Why, what is drawing you to this new location to begin living in?
Yeah, man. Thank you for that question, bro. And I'm going to take it from the top because this is going to set it up as to why I am stepping into this next evolution and living in this place. And in November, I went to Colombia to sit with a medicine family. It was something that I was prepping for about 6 months to work with a specific plant medicine. And working with this plant really supported me in like cleaning out that residue and just moving some of the emotions that sometimes I still don't have the capacity to process. So I needed support from a medicine to help me move it out faster and deeper, right? So moving through that experience, I came out just clean, pure. Not only was I doing saunas every day, super clean, organic food, using plants that were making me puke and just vomit and throw up and really purge everything out of my body, like get it all out.
That's how I feel today. I wish I could just let it out.
So I let it all out, my friend. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I got some stories. Talk about vulnerability, bro. I let it out. My goodness.
Oh, man. Fill in the blanks. Whoa.
I can share it after this. I don't mind. Anyway.
I would love that, boy.
Yeah.
I would really, truly, actually love that. If you could leave us with that.
It's going to be vulnerable.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
So after about, I believe it was 10 days at the retreat and doing the inner work and being there with my men's team, which was just so potent, man. I was with a group of men that I'm currently in with, a men's team, and we've been working together for about 14, 16 months, seeing each other on a weekly basis and building that trust, that safety, that support, so that when we went to Colombia, not only was I working with the medicine and the practitioners, I had my group that I was there with together. So it's almost like going with a brotherhood into something, into this next evolution, right? Different level of confidence, safety, trust, you name it. So I had these guys beside me. So I was like, I'm going all in. Like, now I'm not taking one cup. Give me 2, give me 3, give me 4. Like, we're going in. And it took me. Long story short, it cleaned out a lot of wounds. A lot. That's where
Can you share any part of that experience with us? That's, I don't want to, if it's crossing a line, don't. Was there like a moment in that ride, in that exploration, spiritual exploration, that you were like, oh, that's the switch that needed, that's the last wipe of the smudge that I needed, that I couldn't find by myself. Do you remember it?
So for me, the experience was more on a definitely mental, emotional, and spiritual level. However, that feeling and experience came after I was done with the ceremony. And I had like the world reflect and people reflect back to me like, oh, wow, I shifted. I get it. I feel it. I'm here now.
I think that's what I'm talking about when I said like I see a difference. I think that's what I'm trying to refer to.
It could be that, bro, because that moment was one of the most transformational experiences I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of initiations and sat in a lot of medicine journeys.
Yes.
This just raised the bar by like 100.
You seem more weightless. If I was like, oh, what is the word? Weightless.
That resonates, brother.
I think that's what it is.
I feel that.
There was like not a conscious thing. I think it was like maybe the smudge you were talking about before.
The residue.
It was 11 months ago. I think that residue was just weighing you down a bit.
It was.
And I think that now I feel like a weightlessness when I'm around Voy. Like I see in him. Sorry.
No, bro. That's your gift.
I jump on the you're telling the story and I'm like, wait, dude, hold on, wait. So I'm trying to work on myself or holding myself down.
Yo, all is well.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that, bro. That means a lot to me.
Of course.
And I'm receiving that with the full fucking open heart right now.
Boom. Boom. Fuck yeah. That's the greatest gift I gave today.
Yeah, man. I feel it, bro.
Bang. Weightless Voy.
Weightless Voy. So with that weightless,
he's not on a chair. There's no stool on him.
You guys are laughing, but
He's fucking cross-legged. He's floating. I don't know. You wouldn't believe it. Patreon.com.
We're just looking up this whole time.
There's a camera on it. Fucking sick.
So speaking of the weightlessness effect and experience, that's what I felt. And I was going to stay in Colombia and go to Medellin, which is a really...
Cartel, dude.
No,
Hey, dude.
Sorry. No, isn't it though? I'm sorry.
Stop.
yeah.
My bad.
I mean, cartel is present in all these different countries.
It's a beautiful
and
place.
It is. It's beautiful.
Medellin is pretty safe. And just a lot of moving energy there, a lot of people. So I felt like, man, I'm so sensitive and weightless right now and just open and receptive.
Right.
I need something that's going to help me ground in and integrate this experience.
Okay.
So one of my close buddies was like, hey, I'm living in Guatemala. I don't mind saying it. And he's like, would love for you to come here. And I'm like, let me feel into that. I felt into it and I was like, I don't know if I should do that. It's another flight. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Flew to Guatemala. That was the invitation from Spirit channeling through him. I get to Guatemala and I'd wake up and it's just this incredible place. It's a massive lake surrounded by volcanoes. There's water. There's mountains, so I get both the flow and the structure energy, and it's like this, just one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. Mind blowing. And the first morning I wake up at like 5 because I'm still like wired from all this experience, and the sun's just rising above the volcanoes, and I'm like, wow.
Whoa.
And I asked myself, I was like, man, I feel so good here. So I told my friend, and he's like, bro, there's something about this place. He's like, if you feel into it, the guy here that owns the place, he has another apartment. Ask him about it. I was like, I don't know if I want to make that commitment right now. I was going to go to a different place. I was going to move to Austin. I was like, but let me feel into it. So I looked on Airbnb real quick, looked up the place. It was out of my budget. I can afford it. And I was like, I'm not willing to pay that right now. I was like, if he gives me half of this half, which is a big leap, I'll do it.
Half.
We go to talk. We vibe. We work out a deal. Pretty much gave me half. And I'm like, okay. It feels like spirit's guiding me here. Not only do I feel at home, I just got invited to be in my own home here. So I was like, I'm in. And I just went with that trust. And it feels like this next evolution, I feel like being in nature and living on a mountain and having my own private dock, and you could only access us through boat, gives this sense of like solitude and reflection and ability to grow my businesses and set myself up for this next evolution, which I feel is going to be massive, and I'm ready for it. So this is me really prepping for this growth, and it just feels so good to wake up to sun, to volcanoes, to earth, to nature, and be living next to one of my close homies who's also on the same wave.
Right.
It was an invitation and an investment into my growth.
Right.
So that's what brought me there. Long story short.
Investment in your growth.
Yeah, that was an investment into my growth.
That's so exciting, man.
And there's Guatemala
awesome.
shorties all over the place.
Oh,
On the book.
Oh, it was beautiful
No, I'm
people.
just,
It was
no,
beautiful
no.
people.
I'm just playing. Oh, that was a joke. That was a joke. I know it didn't land, but that was a joke.
Yeah, beautiful people, bro.
That was a joke.
I'm kidding.
I know. I wasn't.
You're dropping gifts. I get it.
And I'd love to share this piece.
Oh yeah.
So you asked me about like the breakthrough that happened
Yes,
after
dude.
the medicine.
The after process now.
For every night that I was there, I set an intention. I was like, I'm going to be super intentional and see how the medicine supports me in receiving this intention.
Right.
And one of the intentions I set, I was like, I don't want to see abundance and wealth. I want to feel it. What does abundance feel like? Because ultimately, we're just chasing the feeling. It's not the Ferrari that we want. It's the status and the feeling of power that comes with the Ferrari, right? So when I even invite my clients to plan for the new year, I'm like, what do you want to feel? Start there. Don't worry about the doing and the achievements. What do you want to feel? And then what is going to support you to achieve so you can feel that?
Right.
And then we create clarity from that place, because it's the emotional body that provides a lot of that guidance, you know? So when I was feeling into abundance, bro, the whole night, super sick, shitting on the toilet all night, peeing everywhere, literally getting to a point, and this is vulnerable, bro. It got to a point where I just completely lost motor skills and everything. And I was just like in this deep medicine space and spirit and euphoria that I was literally pooping myself, and I didn't even know. And one of my friends was like, bro, I think you shit yourself. I was like, I didn't even know where I was. I was just such bliss. I was like, whatever, and just letting it go.
Dude.
And they literally had to pick me up and like clean me up.
Those are good friends, dude.
It
Hey,
was-
shout out.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Well, it was the people that
the people that-
worked
family?
there, the work there. Yeah. So they knew like this happens a lot. And to get to that level of vulnerability, and one of the guys reflected back, it was funny. He was like, bro, we literally saw you in your shit.
Oh yeah, literally.
Pun intended.
Wow.
Like we saw you in your shit.
It don't get no better.
They don't get no more authentic than that.
No. Yeah.
So after that experience and feeling all this pain and that level of vulnerability, I wake up the next day after I took a little nap from the medicine, and I'm like, man, if that is what wealth and abundance feels like, I don't know, bro. Like, did my intention go the wrong way? Like, who I gotta call? You know what I'm saying? You ever see that meme with like the monkey and he's waiting? He's like, I want to see if I'm on the bad list with God. Like,
dude.
that was me. I was calling spirit. I was like, I don't know, man.
Wow.
Where's the feedback form for this experience?
Yeah.
And this is where really the magic started to happen.
Okay.
This is where the magic really started to happen. Cafeteria, wake up, I go down. And one of these guys that I'm talking to, super dope dude, he's like, hey man, love your vibe, want to connect. You want to exchange numbers? I was like, I don't have my phone. I'm not using it for the next 2 weeks. So if you got yours, I can add my IG, give you my number. Cool. All right. Gives me his phone. I put my name in for IG. I put Voy Official. I click on it. And he's from the UK. So I was like, is this IG display numbers differently? Like, what's going on here? It says like 40K, 40,000 followers. I had 16,000 followers before I left. I'm like, what's it? I give back the phone and I'm like, hold up. Give me this again. I look, I'm like, oh man, one of my videos went viral.
Oh, wow.
And the page just was getting like 5,000 followers a day. It was just cranking. I was like, whoa, this is what abundance feels like. Like I was completely not even on IG, away from all that business stuff. And here it is just coming and I'm like, I'm gonna receive it. In the ceremony, the taita, which is the shaman in a way, played a harmonica. And when I heard that, I was just like, whoa, that's the next thing I want to step into and learn because it's calling to me, just like the flute.
That's right.
They play a specific harmonica that's only tuned by like one guy in Colombia. It's from like 1960 Germany that they get these harmonicas. I'm like, all right, it's going to take me a while to get that. We'll see how that works out. But anyway, I talk about it and I'm so inspired about it. And this guy overhears it. They're talking about it. He's like, you know what? I got something for you.
No way.
Literally 2 hours later, this guy walks up and he's like, hey man, I got this beautiful harmonica from Germany, 1940s, tuned by this guy. I was going to give it to this guy, but I see him all the time and I won't see you. And I know you wanted it. This is for you. Wow. I was like, yo.
It's one of the greatest gifts you've ever given.
I was like, yo, it's one of them. It's been a great gift.
Wow.
And then literally another guy walks up to me like 30 minutes later, my homie. And then he's like, yo, we've been speaking about abundance and feeling that. And I just like, I've been feeling into this and I've been having this bracelet for a long time. And he's like, it's time to give it to you. And I'm going to show you guys. He literally
got it?
He gave me this.
Whoa.
Which is made by the indigenous
so
people.
cool.
And it's funny, it's green, which is like the color of money
yeah.
and wealth. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you can't make this shit up. And it was literally one after the next. And ever since that experience, I've been feeling more into that and realizing that I deserve all of it. So more has been coming into my life.
That's right.
I woke up the next day. Guy reaches out on IG and he's like, hey man, I know we've been talking for a while. Like, I'm ready to work with you. I want to drop full payment. I'm like, do you want to get on a call and talk? He's like, no, I want it. I want in. I'm like, man,
That's how easy.
that's how he like is just receive.
Yeah.
So it was all of these things stacking while I was there, and I was like, I get it now. The medicine is doing its thing. And I had to clean that residue and become weightless, like you said, to be able to hold it and receive what's the thing that I actually desire.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like like you say spirit, God, whatever you want to believe, has all this gift that's trying to give you who you are.
Yeah.
It's trying to give you what you were made to be. And you're the one saying like no every day. Yeah. Unless you like, I don't know, get eyes on it, become aware and open up and say,
exactly.
like, I would love to receive who I am.
Yeah.
I would love to know who I am. Let me figure out. Like, I accept who I am now. So send it over. Send it over. I'd love to know. I'd love to know.
Do you think that made me think of, do you think there's like you can achieve balance without experiencing both sides of like good and whatever it is, good
If
or
you don't
bad,
see
like
both ends of it.
Yeah. Can you achieve balance?
Can I say this in response to that? Posted a story today because it shocked me. It was anonymous. Don't know who said it. You cannot wish for both strong character and an easy life. The price of each is the other. So in order to gain, it reminded me of this. You want both, but you can't have both. You can't have easy life and strong character. Right, you have to build strong character through, and what the person is trying to say in that statement is the route to strong character, to enlightenment. Let's say to having self-esteem, to accepting love, self-love. You got to go through it. You got to go through some terrible things, or you have to be smudged, and then work your way through that. And I think that rings true to me. I've never gotten far safe. I've never grown protected. Like I had to be vulnerable, or life had to make me vulnerable, hurt me, bring me down, humble me, in order for me to see a different perspective. And then I get the opportunity to either grow or hide. Like I can grow through this, or I can pretend it's not there. And like go back to my little cave. And yeah, it just rang true to me. This balance you're talking about, dude. Like, can you experience, you have to experience both, you're saying? Like, in order to understand, like, maybe. You have to know what abundance feels like and what nothing feels like. And then like, that's where you can find a healthy like balance there. Yeah, bro.
That's the work right now. Is with some things like I'm trying to work on. I think I felt like almost both sides in a way. It's probably easier if you're like at the bottom and you get the good, and you can kind of go back to the balance with an easier time.
Starting from the bottom.
Yeah,
and then growing up.
No, but I think I got to learn to appreciate both sides.
Yeah.
It's an invitation to get to know yourself better.
Yeah,
That's all it is. And when we choose to get to know ourselves better, we find happiness and authenticity and truth.
Yeah,
and all of it, the whole rainbow of emotions, like the whole spectrum. But it's really like when we find purpose in the pain. When there's purpose in the pain, that's when it really starts to transcend, and we get to move down that scale or that line to balance. Right.
That's right. Yeah, it's not a waste. You don't let the pain be a waste.
Like,
go ahead.
I was working with one of my clients, right? And he signed up a while ago. And he told me, he was like, hey man, I've been going to therapy for like the last 2 years, just really, really successful guy, crushing in his businesses, entrepreneur. And he was like, I've been going to therapy for the last 2 years and I still having a difficult time getting over my partner. Right. So we worked on just one session, and I helped him see that all the things he was looking at that relationship was just from one side. All the things he misses, all the intimacy he misses, the love that he used to experience. However, he wasn't willing to look on the other side and realize how toxic the relationship was.
He was in fantasy world still.
Right. Yeah, he was in a fantasy.
Been there. Dude.
And he just didn't want to look at the toxicity, which he said himself was like the most abusive and toxic relationship he's ever been in. And I did an exercise with him where I allowed him to see this side, not this piece, but this side. And he got to see himself from that year where he was experiencing all that toxicity and everything he was going through, and it just clicked.
Yeah.
Because now he got to see both sides, and it was crazy. He literally came back on the next session and he goes, hey man, I feel completely free. I haven't thought about this person all week. And the crazy thing is, as soon as we did that and I woke up the next day, he's like, I just felt different. I felt free. And this woman showed up in my life, and we just been really vibing well.
See?
The relationship has been going.
Space. Now a new one comes right.
2 years.
Come on.
And all we had to do is just say like, all right, you processed this. We felt some emotions. Some emotions came up. Great. Now let's look at the other side and find the balance between the two. And that level of polarity just allowed the brain to find equilibrium, which then allowed everything just to process and come back to a place of truth.
Wow.
And I was like, one session, bro.
Come on.
So it's really the invitation to find, again, what's the purpose in this?
So you're going to be available to be working still. People are still going to be able to get
Yeah,
coaching.
I'm just living.
Just location.
Just location. All my clients and most of the work I do is online. So,
So hit the website.
100%.
voyofficial.com.
Boom.
Yes,
Boom.
sir.
Link in the description.
New website dropping too as well. So I'm working with an
go.
awesome team. So
Bang,
they'll
bang.
have all the details there. It looks sexy.
He's viral. He's viral. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
The dude's viral. Get it now. Before it's too late, dude. Before he starts a podcast and he can't work with you no more.
Last questions.
Well, I wanted to say for Voy, I wanted to ask you a question. You're leaving us now, right? We can no longer have you seated, in the seat. What's something you could leave me and Mike, bro, before you go?
That's a good question, man.
What's something I can leave you guys with?
Yeah, man.
Like a promo code. Like
No. Maybe not a thing, but some words, bro.
Voy 10.
Voy 10. Voy 10. 10%.
Bros 20. Awareness 15.
Oh, wow. I want that bros 20. Dude, that's fucking right. Yeah, but some words, man, for me and Mike, so that you leave us with something and maybe we grow. plant the seeds, and then we water.
Or just the listeners.
Or just the listeners, yeah. But me and Mike are here.
Selfish.
I'm selfish, dude. I'm here, man.
kidding,
I'm the
man.
one
I'm
in the.
kidding.
I'm in the seat.
We are here. No.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Come on.
I respect it.
What can I leave you with something? Man, that's a deep question, bro.
That's how I am, boy.
That's a deep question. I feel like part of me is already leaving my presence. So I was like,
Big time.
I think I'm covered.
We already got it. Yeah, we already got it. This is like whipped cream on top of the
Whipped
sundae.
cream on top. Man, what can I leave you with?
Could be a word.
Yeah, anything.
Could be a dance move, a handshake, fucking. Yeah, it could be anything.
I'll leave you with this. It's just coming through right now, so I'm just rock with it.
Hit it.
Something that I really value deeply is freedom. That's one of my biggest values. I feel like when I'm free, I'm authentic. When I'm authentic, I am free. And when I'm free, I am myself. And I want to remind both of you fellas that freedom is an inside job.
Ooh. Whoa.
Freedom is an inside job.
You fucked him all up. You just fucked him all up.
And the game that most of us play, and I played this myself deeply, is that we play the outer in game as opposed to playing the inner out game.
Okay.
Because when we find freedom and love within here, we then vibrate from that frequency, and that frequency attracts the things we desire, as opposed to us vibrating from a place of lack, of shame, guilt, and judgment, which then makes us feel like we have to chase. Success comes to those who are ready to receive it. Love comes to those who are ready to receive it. Right? So by freeing ourselves from the inside, we then create that reality on the outside. The world is just a reflection of what we feel within. So when we heal, we get to experience something new, and we get to choose, what do I actually want? Because this is my truth. And now I get to step into it with confidence, with purpose, power, presence, the whole gamut of abundance in that direction. So
Bang.
I'll leave you with that. Freedom.
Roberto.
Dude.
That's a clip, Roberto.
Yeah, dude.
Freedom inside job.
Get on it, Roberto.
He has got a lot of clips.
No, I'm sorry. But I'm just playing. Thank you, boy, for the gift, man.
Thanks
appreciate
a lot,
it.
man.
I really
Thank you,
appreciate it, bro.
Thank you guys for having me.
Come on, man.
You got some love too, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I have
bro.
a last question.
Go ahead, man.
I just want to say, if you could, I feel like I keep hearing now, just like media saying, and I think it's kind of true, is this is like the loneliest people have been,
Oh,
you know, in time.
so fucking true.
You know, I just want to, like, if you have just some short thoughts about that, and like what, I don't know, what you want to say to like someone that's like lonely at home, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in those states many different times. And I think one of the fastest way, if somebody's capable of getting ourselves to a more empowered state, so we can then choose and create more connections, reach out to people who have more confidence, is getting from here and into here. And I always tell men, it's like, move your body.
I love it.
When you feel lonely, go move your body. Shift the energy so that you feel more in your body and grounded, so then you can choose to create a different reality. Because when I feel lonely, all I want to do is just be sad and be lonely, and I feel like nobody loves me, and I'm just going to go hide in my little cave and, you know, eat food or watch Netflix to cope with the loneliness. So now I'm just shrinking and going into the state. However, if I'm like, you know what, I feel lonely, I'm in this experience, like, let me go move my body. Let me take a 5-minute walk. Let me go do 20 push-ups or go hit the gym. Like you said, as soon as we move the body or go for a run, things start to shift, and then we get to choose and create from an empowered state. So for those men listening, or women, people that are lonely, find a way to move your body, right? Find a way to move your body. And 2, explore, ask yourself why, investigate. Why are you feeling that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why are you feeling lonely? What do you need? It's a question I invite men to ask themselves, and women. What do you need? And then do your best to seek support and reach out, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'll leave it at that.
Your podcast.
Move the body.
Here we are. Thanks so much, Voy. This was another great episode.
Come on, man.
Thank you
You
guys.
might have to be on a volcano doing an episode.
Yeah,
dude.
bro. Maybe you could
Say
prop up
less.
a
Go over there,
webcam
man.
Say
over
less.
there, dude.
Say less.
Come on.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Descriptions in the
Yeah, check out Voy,
Website,
obviously.
Instagram.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all there.
He's
He's
gonna be
viral.
there. He's viral. He doesn't even need us. But
We need him, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Fucking
That's why we got
jeez.
Voy here.
Bro 20.
We need each we need each other.
We need that check, man.
Trying to eat.
Trying to eat out here, dude. Yeah, Mike, anytimeactorslab.com. You guys want to learn how to act? We got the best acting. It's our boy Adam Louder. He's teaching. He's been doing it for 4 years now. Guys, the best actor, acting coach, teacher, person. I'm his friend. You're not his friend. But you can learn from him. Anytimeactorslab.com. Official sponsor. Twitch.tv/YouWereHerePodcast. You want to rock with me and Mikey when we're playing scary games, when you just want to have fun. Twitch.tv/YouWereHerePodcast and Patreon.com/YouAreHerePodcast. There's fun stuff we're posting now.
Yeah.
Shout out Roberto. I love you, buddy. Thank you for joining our team. We got clips coming.
We're going to keep doing the lives too.
Yeah, bro. And we're inviting abundance, dude.
I like that. I haven't used that word in a long time.
We're kind of on that wave, man. That's kind of, I think, what we're beating around that bush.
That's where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Wait,
I want to get all up in abundance, dude.
Feels like this is like an end. The end of the year. Like,
I know.
Weird.
I know. We're saying goodbye to boy.
Like, this is it.
We're saying goodbye.
Next podcast is next year.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, bro. How do you feel?
Sentimental. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels nice, like a closer.
Yeah.
Like, I felt really like we're closing a chapter here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
If 23 was a book, what would the title of the book be, or the movie? Since you said chapter for you,
Mike, you're fucked up on this episode, dude. You fucked him up today.
It's gonna be Flipped Table.
Ooh.
Bang. My name is Mike and I'm signing out.
My name is Dave. I love y'all. Please be kind to yourselves. Please be kind to one another.
peace out. Voy, checking out. Let's get it.
Okay, now I gotta really do it. Dave, you have to. Don't look behind you. We're good. Yes!